They called it a dream condition, constant pleasure, multiple orgasms every hour. But for Amanda Gryce, Jeannie Allen, Cara Anaya, and Gretchen Molannen, it was a living nightmare. A condition that left them crying, broken, isolated, and sometimes even suicidal. What if you couldn't stop having orgasms? This is the true story of 4 women trapped by their own bodies. Imagine your body, the one thing you are supposed to have complete control over, turning against you. This is the reality of PGAD. It's a debilitating, often painful neurological disorder that has been largely ignored, misunderstood, and even mocked. Our culture often treats sexual pleasure as a goal to be achieved, but for these women, it was a prison. Their stories are a plea for empathy, a demand to be taken seriously, and a brutal look at what happens when a disorder remains in the shadows.
Number 1. Amanda Gryce, the college student who couldn't stop climaxing. For most people, an orgasm is a moment of pleasure, a peak of desire. But for Amanda Gryce, it became a relentless nightmare. At just 22, a college student in Florida, Amanda's body betrayed her. In the middle of a lecture, a simple vibration, or even just sitting down, she would feel it, an orgasm. Then another, and another. This wasn't sexual arousal. It was a constant, uncontrollable physical sensation that left her terrified and confused. Amanda was suffering from what's known as Persistent Genital Arousal Disorder, or PGAD. Imagine a phantom itch you can never scratch, a relentless physical reaction that strips away your ability to live a normal life. This wasn't ecstasy, it was a form of physical torture. She was constantly exhausted, in pain, and deeply isolated. Her relationships crumbled, and she lived in fear of being triggered by something as simple as a bumpy car ride or a loud bass in a public place. Desperate for help, she went to dozens of doctors, but instead of finding answers, she was met with disbelief and even mockery. Some told her it was all in her head, while others cruelly suggested she enjoy it. Her medical journey highlights a painful truth. For many people with invisible illnesses, the struggle for a diagnosis is just as hard as the illness itself. It wasn't until she found specialists who understood the neurology behind PGAD that she finally began to find some relief. Amanda became a reluctant advocate, using her story to raise awareness for a disorder shrouded in shame and misunderstanding. She showed the world that PGAD is not a fantasy, but a legitimate, debilitating medical condition that demands to be taken seriously. Her fight continues, not just for herself, but for all the others suffering in silence. She proves that a little empathy and a lot of courage can change the conversation around one of the most misunderstood disorders on the planet.
Number 2. Jeannie Allen, the 3-year orgasmic nightmare. Jeannie Allen was a retired grandmother living a quiet, peaceful life. Her days were filled with simple pleasures, gardening, spending time with family, and enjoying her well-deserved rest. But in 2012, that peace was shattered forever. While driving home from the grocery store, she felt what she thought was a strange pelvic spasm, a muscle twitch. She dismissed it, assuming it would pass. It didn't. That spasm never stopped. For the next 3 years, Jeannie was a prisoner in her own body, experiencing constant, involuntary orgasms. This wasn't pleasure. This was a relentless, exhausting ordeal. She couldn't sleep, work, or even stand for more than 10 minutes without convulsing. Her simple, joyful life was gone, replaced by a constant state of physical and mental anguish. Jeannie's family thought she was exaggerating. Doctors dismissed her, unable to comprehend the nature of her suffering. Her case highlights a crucial point about persistent genital arousal disorder. It's not about desire. It's about damaged nerves, confused signals, and a complete loss of control. It's a neurological condition, not a psychological one. Finally, after years of torment, Jeannie's case was correctly diagnosed. A neurologist discovered she had Tarloff cysts, fluid-filled sacs pressing on the nerves in her spine. This was the source of her constant physical distress. Jeannie eventually found a surgeon who believed her, performing a procedure that finally brought relief. But the scars of those 1,000 days trapped in a relentless cycle of sensation remain. Jeannie's story is a testament to resilience, showing how a person can overcome the deepest suffering, but it also serves as a critical reminder of the importance of listening to a patient's story, no matter how unbelievable it may seem.
Number 3. Kara Anaya, the woman who lives with endless orgasms. Kara was only 30 years old when her nightmare began. She was living a normal life, a young mother raising her son, when suddenly her body started experiencing spontaneous orgasms dozens of times a day. At first, doctors didn't believe her. They thought she was exaggerating, seeking attention. But this wasn't a fleeting problem. It became her daily reality. To the outside world, the word orgasm is linked to pleasure, but for Kara, it's painful, exhausting, and humiliating. She once described it as being stuck in a constant cycle of unwanted stimulation, sometimes lasting for hours. Imagine walking in a grocery store, dropping your child off at school, or sitting through a conversation with a friend while your body forces you into an orgasm again and again. On some days, Kara experiences up to 180 orgasms. Yes, 180. What most people see as an intimate moment of joy has turned into a cruel, never-ending cycle of embarrassment. She now avoids public places, avoids friendships, and has struggled to keep her marriage stable. This condition has invaded every corner of her life, leaving her feeling isolated and trapped. The emotional toll is just as crushing as the physical. Kara has spoken openly about the shame, anxiety, and depression this condition has caused her. People often joke about her situation, but to her, it's not funny, it's a prison. The constant orgasms have made her feel judged and trapped in a body she no longer recognizes as her own. But despite the pain, Kara has chosen not to hide. She has become a brave voice for awareness, a testament to her resilience. By speaking out, she's helping the world understand that PGAD, Persistent Genital Arousal Disorder, is not a joke. It's a debilitating medical condition that needs research, compassion, and support. Her fight is for everyone who suffers from a misunderstood illness. She is proving that even when your body feels like it's betraying you, your voice can still be your greatest weapon.
Number 4. Gretchen Molannen, the silence that killed. While the other women's stories are a testament to survival, Gretchen Molannen's is a heartbreaking reminder of what happens when the medical community and society fail to listen. For over 16 years, Gretchen, a freelance court reporter from Florida, fought a silent, relentless war against her own body. She suffered from a severe case of persistent genital arousal disorder, a condition that made her a prisoner in her own home. This wasn't a temporary struggle. It was a decades-long battle that slowly eroded her life. PGAD took everything from her. It cost her jobs and drove a wedge into her relationships. The constant, intrusive sensations left her with no peace and no escape, stripping away her self-worth and dignity. She became a shell of her former self, a vibrant woman reduced to a life of isolation and torment. She tried to find help, pleading with countless doctors, but like many others with PGAD, she was dismissed and misunderstood. In 2012, in a final act of desperation, Gretchen went public with her story, begging the world to hear her. She hoped her plea would be a catalyst for change, a way to help others suffering in silence.
But just days after sharing her story, her despair became too much. Gretchen Molannen died by suicide. Her death was a brutal wake-up call. It forced the medical world to confront the seriousness of a disorder that was often treated as a joke. Gretchen's story is the ultimate tragedy of PGAD. It's a painful reminder that this condition is not funny, it's deadly. And it's a call to action for all of us, to listen with empathy, to fight for understanding, and to never let a person's suffering be silenced.
So what exactly is PGAD? It's one of the most misunderstood disorders on the planet. And here's what science has found so far. It's not caused by arousal or desire. Can be triggered by spinal trauma, cysts, medications, or stress. Often involves overstimulation of the pudendal nerve, a key nerve in the pelvis. Affects mostly women, but men have reported it too. There is currently no official cure. Most sufferers are misdiagnosed or told it's in their head. Others are mocked, and because of the shame, most suffer alone.
Imagine climaxing during a funeral, a job interview. At the dinner table, imagine your body betraying you again and again. That's PGAD, a condition where intimacy becomes agony and pleasure becomes pain. For Amanda, Jeannie, Kara, and Gretchen, this wasn't a punchline, it was a prison. But by telling their stories, they broke the silence for thousands of others who thought they were alone. Their bravery has ignited a conversation that was once unthinkable. It's a testament to the power of a single voice in a world that often refuses to listen. Gretchen Molannen's death serves as a chilling reminder of the ultimate cost of that silence. PGAD is a real, debilitating condition, and the stories you've heard today are a plea for empathy and understanding. There are people still suffering in the shadows, mocked by memes, ignored by medicine, and trapped by their own bodies. But you can help change that. Share this story, start a conversation, and never laugh at what you don't understand, because a little empathy can save a life. Comment your thoughts, like to support awareness, subscribe for more true stories the world needs to hear.